Hey guys, let's read some scripture. Genesis 31. This is after all the drama with the wives and all the trickery of Jacob, selecting the best sheep, breeding them out for himself. Genesis 31. Jacob secretly leaves Laban. Now Jacob heard the words Laban's sons were saying, Jacob has taken everything that belongs to our father, and from what belongs to our father he has made all these riches. Then Jacob saw Laban's face, and he noticed that his expression wasn't the same as it was just a day or two before. Then Adonai said to Jacob, return to the land of your fathers and to your relatives, and I will be with you. So this is God telling him to get out of here, I guess. You wore out your welcome, it seems like. So Jacob sent and called for Rachel and Leah to come to the field to his flock. He said to them, I can see by your father's face that his expression isn't the same as it was just a day or two ago, but the God of my father has been with me. Now you yourselves know that I've served your father with all my strength. That's kind of curious. You would say that. Yet your father has fooled around with me and has changed my salary 10 times, but God hasn't allowed him to harm me. What is he saying here? If he would say, the spotted ones will be your salary, then the flocks would give birth to spotted ones. Or if he would say, the striped ones will be your salary, then all the flocks would give birth to striped ones. He's doing some lawyering here, it seems like. Because he's the one who arranged that, right? Arranged for his flock to grow. So God has taken away your father's livestock and has given them to me. Now it happened when the flocks were in heat that I lifted up my eyes and saw in a dream, behold, the males going up to the flocks were striped, spotted, and speckled. Then the angel of God said to me in the dream, Jacob, and I said, Hineni. He said, lift up your eyes and see that all the males going up to the flocks are striped, spotted, and speckled. For I have seen everything Laban has done to you. I am the God of Bethel, where you anointed a memorial stone where you made a vow to me. Get up now and leave this land and return to the land of your relatives. I don't know. I guess we're supposed to take Jacob at his words. Like, this is the first time we're hearing about Laban doing something with salary, right? Maybe I'm misreading this. I don't know. I don't have that favorable look at Jacob though, just based on what we've read so far. There's lots of cleverness of the serpent, not a lot of innocence of the dove, in my opinion. Seems like it at least, but God is the one who justifies, so I'm sure the story will have like a righteous ending. No? Then Rachel answered along with Leah, and they said to him, is there still a portion and inheritance for us in our father's house? Aren't we considered foreigners to him? For he has sold us and has also completely used up our bridal price. For all the riches that God has taken away from our father is for us and for our children. So now everything God said to you, do it. Then Jacob got up and put his children and wives on camels. What does that even mean? For he has sold us and has also completely used up our bridal price. What does that mean? Isn't it the father who gives the bridal price to the groom, for their marriage? Isn't it? Jacob did work for Laban though. Kind of weird. Nasty daughters, honestly. Seems like it. For all the riches that God has taken away from our father is for us and for our children. So now everything God said to you, do it. Then Jacob got up and put his children and wives on camels. He drove away all his livestock and all his possessions that he had acquired, the livestock in his possession that he acquired in Padan Aram, to go to his father Isaac to the land of Canaan. See, the reason I don't like what Jacob did here is because he's the one who said, entrust your flock to me, and we'll do this splitting of the herd, right? But then he did something, covert, hidden, like scummy, when he arranged for his flock the sheep that would belong to him to breed, and he didn't breed the others. You can't say that, yes, you can trust me, and then do something like this. Like, Jacob is a scumbag. What an I don't know. But while Laban went to share his flock, Rachel stole the idols that belonged to her father, while Jacob stole the heart from Laban the Aramean by not telling him that he was fleeing. He himself fled with everything that belonged to him, and he got up and crossed the river and set his face toward the hill country of Gilead. And now Laban confronts Jacob and makes covenant. When Laban was told on the third day after Jacob had fled, he took his relatives with him. Third day. Is this some kind of a reference? There's always these 3 days, this time that has to pass. Like, that's the amount of time it takes, I guess, for people to catch on to what's happening, what God has done. 3 days. That seems to be set in stone. That's a sign, right? That the wicked generation gets. It's the 3 days. The sign of Jonah. Okay. He took his relatives with him and pursued him a 7 days' journey. Then he overtook him in the hill country of Gilead. But God came to Laban the Aramean in dream at night and said to him, "Watch yourself, lest you say anything to Jacob, good or bad." Well, I've said a bunch of bad things about Jacob already, God. You didn't warn me. I can badmouth him all I want, honestly. It seems like it. I always say, I've started to say, seems like it, just to cover myself. Protect my own behind, I guess. So Laban got up to Jacob. Jacob had pitched his tent in the hill country. So Laban and his brothers pitched their tents in the hill country of Gilead as well. Like, the idea here is, it seems kind of unjust what Jacob is doing. And God is even like backing Jacob here against Laban. But it's really about trusting in God, isn't it? That God is the one who handles things righteously and justly. So you don't really need to be the one who adds something to it. Your own insults or whatever, I guess. Then Laban said to Jacob, "What have you done that you've stolen my heart and have driven my daughters away like captives of the sword? Why did you secretly flee away and steal from me? Why didn't you tell me, so I could send you away with joy and with songs, with tambourines and with lyres? And you didn't even let me kiss my sons and daughters. Now you've behaved foolishly. It is in the power of my hand to do evil with you. But yesterday the God of your fathers spoke to me, saying, Watch yourself, lest you say anything to Jacob, good or bad. So now when you up and left because you really missed your father's house, why did you steal my gods?" In response, Jacob said to Laban, "Because I was afraid, for I thought, suppose you snatch your daughters away from me. Anyone with whom you find your God shall not live in front of our relatives. Identify whatever is yours that is with me and take it back." But Jacob did not know that Rachel had stolen them. Serves you right, honestly. I hope you get into trouble, man. So Laban went into Jacob's tent and Leah's tents and into the tent of the two maids, but he found nothing. Then he went out of Leah's tents and entered Rachel's tent. Now Rachel had taken the idols, put them in the camel's saddlebag and sat on them. So Laban felt around the entire tent but did not find them. She said to her father, "Let not my lord be angry that I cannot rise before you, for I am having the way of women." So he searched but did not find the idols. Then Jacob got angry and argued with Laban. Jacob answered and said to Laban, "What's my crime? What's my sin that you've hotly pursued me? For you fell through all my things. What did you find? And of your household things, put them here in front of my relatives and yours, so they can decide between the two of us. These past 20 years I've been with you. Your ewes and female goats have never miscarried, and I've never eaten the rams of your flock. I didn't bring you animals torn by wild beasts. I myself would bear the loss. You would require it from my hand. whether stolen by day or stolen by night. I'm just worried about the wind. Better not knock my phone down again. I was consumed by heat during the day, consumed by frost during the night, and my sleep fled from my eyes. This is how it's been for me 20 years in your house. I served you 14 years for your 2 daughters and 6 years for your flocks, and you changed my salary 10 times. Had I not had the God of my father, the God of Abraham, and the fear of Isaac, you would have sent me away empty-handed. But God saw my misery and the toil of my hands, and last night he became the judge. In response, Laban said to Jacob, the daughters are my daughters, and the sons are my sons, and the flocks are my flocks. Everything you see is mine. But what can I do for these, my daughters, today, or for their sons to whom they've given birth? So now come, let's make a covenant, you and I, and let it be a witness between you and me. So Jacob took a stone and set it up as a pillar. And Jacob said to his relatives, gather stones. So they took the stones and made a pile. Then they ate there on the pile. Laban called it Yekar Sada Hutha, and Jacob called it Kaled. And Laban said, this pile is a witness between me and you today. That is why its name is Kaled. Or Mizpah, for he said, let Adonai keep watch between you and me when we are out of one another's sight. This is the kind of things they did before they had, like, I guess, all kinds of paper contracts, you know, smart contracts. It was about faith and trust and fear of God, I suppose. If you mistreat my daughters, and if you take wives besides my daughters, though no one is with us, look, God is the witness between you and me. What does that mean? Though no one is with us, look, God is the witness between you and me. So he's not supposed to take other wives. Laban said further to Jacob, behold, this pile and this pillar which I've set up between you and me. This pile serves as a witness that I won't pass by this pillar to go to you, and that you won't pass by this pile and this pillar to go to me with evil intent. May the God of Abraham and the gods of Nahor, the gods of their father, judge between us. Jacob also made an oath by the fear of his father Isaac. What's that about? The fear of Isaac? Is it when he was about to be sacrificed? He was afraid of that? Or fear of God? I need to look that up. Then Jacob offered a sacrifice on the mountain, and he invited his relatives to eat bread. So they ate bread and spent the night on the mountain. Okay, so that was Genesis 31. And now there is this cliffhanger, this suspense. What about the stolen idols that Rachel is sitting on? Once he lied about having the way of women. Oh well. We will continue next time. Thanks for watching this video.